the things that I do because I feel like it ain't worth it. Like growing up, I feel like you guys seen growing up, I feel like you guys seen me in different light. I never hid myself. I never hid who I am. I've always stayed true to myself. Girl, you is a crybaby. And I want my psycho here. Y'all know I don't got a problem with telling y'all. Yeah, she be making me real emotional. But I just want to tell y'all, I just want to tell y'all that growing up, you guys seen me grow up. You seen me clap back. You seen the spoiled brat side. You seen all of this. And I want y'all to give me some grace and to understand that I am learning. I am only 24 years old. And child, I'm strong as hell, but like sometimes this world puts too much on the younger, like our generation and what's going on. And I feel like we put too much on ourselves. We, like Keke Palmer was just saying, we want to be the biggest and have the most money and be all figured out and have everything all figured out in our 20s, bro. Like, it's just not gonna happen. It don't go like that. And also, for everybody to judge, I have literally like people that's like older than me judging me on what I do, when it's like, reach out a hand, tell me what you think I should do, but don't judge me on what I'm doing, because I'm learning too. Like, we gotta start helping each other, you know? Like, I rethink the things that I do because I feel like it ain't worth it. Like, growing up, I feel like you guys seen growing up, I feel like you guys seen me in different light. I never hid myself.
Almost choked. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, welcome to Little Black But 91. Quick thing. I say quick thing, it'll probably be 10 minutes. Really love the fact that Regina Carter can come out and just kind of just be vulnerable, transparent, and let us know how she feels and, you know, what she's going through. And I want to be very graceful in this aspect and say, number one, I totally understand that this generation have a totally different warfare to what even my generation have, right? We grew up with the internet, but we didn't grow up with the internet in the way that these youngsters did, right? They're instant tapping into Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the Google net, like everything is so fast and so quick. And there is an overload of information. And the problem with human beings is they can only take in so much information. And the reality is that oftentimes the bite-sized information that comes is not nuanced enough to give that child a balanced diet when it comes to information. What do I mean by this? What I mean is when you click on the internet and you see a man saying he wants a girl with a big butt, then but you don't hear the rest of the conversation when he says that's my preference, but that doesn't mean I don't like other women. Or when you hear a woman saying I like a 6-figure man or 7-figure man or 8-figure man, right? Don't hear the rest of the conversation, which is most people don't date a 6, 7, 8-figure man, right? And then, these things create these invisible standards that begin to impede on people. And that's just only one or two examples. There are many. There are beauty standards. There are financial standards. There are, how do you operate in a relationship? What do you need? How do you keep up with the Joneses? Another thing is also she's coming from a completely different world. Her father is famous. He is rich. He is well off. And so her world viewpoint is actually going to be different to ours. She's going to see things that are different to us. Her struggle is not going to be the same struggle we're going to have. So she's going to definitely have things that are going to impact her in a different way. Okay, so I want to make that very clear because I remember when we as youngsters, and I say youngsters, those were the 90s, grew up with phones. And as phones begin to change from being, just being mono ringtone, polyphonic ringtone to now being ringtones to then having a camera on them as well, things changed. When the camera came about, people were doing happy slap. Remember happy slap? Someone got their hair cut straight away. Blah! You remember those things? Remember how things changed in that regard? Remember how information was now at a touch of a button when we could do the internet on our phones? How things changed? How dial-up became now, was it DSL or something, whatever, I don't know. And then became, before it became fiber, whatever, right? Internet was very slow. You know what I mean? Remember, we grew up with MSN, Microsoft Messenger. Like, there were different things that we grew up with compared to this generation who have an instant access to things. And with instant access comes this important word: instant gratification. Humans naturally in their man state without God are hedonistic. They are pleasure seeking animals, and they are selfish, and they are self-centered. And so the internet and social media especially has provided this vanity of mirrors on the net for people to, aren't I great? Aren't I great? And then they see other people, and the comparison is the thief of joy. They see someone else and they become envious of what they have because they want to be celebrated and they want to be validated and they want their attention, because attention is emotional, mental, physical, and sexual and financial currency. So a lot of the youngsters are suffering mental health and suffering with even how to even live a normal life, because they're consistently bombarded with information that is too much to consume, or it's bite sized and it lacks the nutrients and the essential key ingredients that make this a balanced diet in their life, right? So someone like Regina Carter, what she's talking about, she's making mistakes, but she's making those mistakes on the net, right? For instance, when she had a breakup with her man, we all knew about it on the net. Now, I'm not saying that she couldn't address it. I'm saying the difficulty of this generation is that everything gets documented. And some of it being some of your fault, and some of it not being your fault. Some of it being that you are famous and someone's going to report the story to the net. But here's the thing that you can control, and I think that's the biggest thing. Regina almost acts as if that she's not in control of her own life. You don't have to respond. You wanted to respond because you wanted instant gratification. You wanted people to respond to what you had been going through and give you either answers or validating your viewpoint or your opinion on what situation was happening at the moment. I did a video about 2 weeks ago with her talking about her breakup and the fact that, you know, her boyfriend didn't say anything when her house got broken into because she wanted him to say something. And right, those conversations don't need to be on the net. We don't need to know that. So now you're talking from an unhealed place, but doing it on the net, and you're bleeding all over the net, and the net don't forget. So what's happening is these children are vying for love and attention, and they want to be appreciated, they want to be spoken to, they want to be cared for. And when there's a lack of that, the internet now becomes the teacher, the internet becomes the audience, the teacher becomes their gratification, the teacher becomes the internet now becomes the feeder of their wounds that needs licking. And you know, that's my favorite term that I've been using recently, is that many people are in a place where they want their wounds to be licked, and the internet is providing that licking for them. So they go back to the internet. That's why she's on my internet right now talking about how we need to give her grace. Baby, just get off the internet. Get off the internet. And if you're listening to this, you might need to get off the internet too. You might need to cancel YouTube. That means you might not have to subscribe to me for a little while. That's cool. Come off the internet, come off YouTube, come off Instagram, come off Facebook, come off Snapchat, come off it all. TikTok, take a break. Stop using the internet as your audience and your instant gratification that you want to be validated from. That your thoughts have to have someone in the audience or your wider audience to back you up and approve your comments, right? Because it feeds your ego. And so for Reginae, baby, you grew up, yes, in the internet phase, but you had a choice. You didn't have to put all your business on the internet. You chose to. Stop doing it. Take control of your life. Take a step back. Yes, the challenges that you guys are facing are incredibly different to what mine are facing. And the difficulty is very hard. In an instant, you could be here, and tomorrow you could be viral. I absolutely agree. But Regina, as much as that could happen to you, that's not what's happening here. What's happening is you're talking to the internet, and I need you to stop, because unless you're healed, you're going to keep on bleeding on the internet. And that's why people start using that against you. And the internet, don't forget. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll see you again soon.